That's because I was waiting for Lauren, but she's not here. Oh well, I'm sure she'll watch the recording. Yeah, where was I? My head's chopped off now. Because if we're in fight or flight, then we're highly sensitive. Would you agree? You know, if you've just been very stressed, or you've got a very stressful situation and it's not going away, then we're getting to a stage where we're sensitive, and so we're reacting. So the emotions are just getting, you know, they're not really flowing, and they're not really healthy emotions that are letting go. So when the emotions are actually naturally ebbing and flowing like water, then they just release. But they don't release with upset and angst. You know? Does that make sense? They release with somehow an air of wisdom, and they're naturally flowing. They're naturally flowing. So I'm talking about emotions in that way because I want you to be able to feel into that this morning. You may not tap into anything, but when we also stop, we stop doing. So maybe, Diana, you can, if you're in the window, maybe you can stop doing in a minute, if you don't mind. It's just it's a bit distracting. Thank you. So this ability for us to just be still. And I love having you all in the window, by the way, it's beautiful. I can see you. But the stillness of the pond, and then there's the waves of the ocean. Just think about that for a moment. And then there's the velocity of the ocean, this busy torrent of water moving all the time. The water element is the most important element because we've got this shh, and then we've got this stillness. If we're choppy all the time, then we're exhausting our chi. Our emotions are all over the place. There's no mastery of them. There's no healthy release of emotion. What we're looking to find is the stillness underneath. The only way to find the stillness is to stop. It's really hard to stop sometimes if you've never stopped. That's why the chi and the kidneys get exhausted. So we're going to not talk much. I will guide, obviously. We're going to see if we can settle in for the whole. We're just 8 minutes in. I'm gonna have a whole session with you. There's no learning. There's just experiencing. I will interweave the learning, and you've got notes afterwards. You don't need to be poring over the intellectual stimulation of this. The more we do that, the more we avoid what is actually present. And I really want you to understand that. So the only thing I will say before we go into breath work and stuff is that the emotions are fear that are related to water, fear. And the opposite is trust and courage and will. So I'll mute you all unless there's any questions about anything that is really coming up for you and you really need to ask something. I'm more than happy for you right now. If not, we'll reconvene at the end for 5 minutes to share. Anybody? got anything to say about last week or the meridians, I'll interweave it all as we're going through. So trust that you will take in what you're meant to take in today. And you can watch the video and recordings over. Is that all right? But let's do it. Mwah. I'm going to mute you just because, oh, you're all muted anyway, except for Lou. Lou. There we are. Okay, spotlight me if you need to. I'm going to start by asking you to come into constructive rest. So I will come into the positions and then I will come out to teach because I've got quite a lot to teach as well. I've put my little rug, here. So just if you want to lay in constructive rest, I'm going to spotlight myself as well for the recording. But just lay down for a moment. And put your hands just on your belly. I'm in blue, so we've got this ocean thing happening. I've got my fluffy mat underneath my kidneys. You might want something on your blanket, a blanket or something if your head's feeling a bit compromised, maybe a cushion. I've got a little blanket here. Constructive rest is having the knees together and just allowing the ankles to kind of fall outwards slightly. And just have the arms by the side of the body. And just allow the sacrum, we've been talking about the sacrum and the lower spine a lot in these sessions. So just allow the sacrum and the lower spine to be quite relaxed, and when the knees are together, there tends to be that ability for them to relax. So the idea of this session is that we get quieter and quieter, even in the element that we're going to move our bodies very slightly, but that's going to be so gentle. So everything during this session is gentle, so that we can evoke healthy emotions that flow through us, that are natural. So just enjoy arriving into this session, ladies. And know that you're giving yourself the greatest gift of settling, just even being here, showing up on a Sunday morning for you. I'd like you to close the mouth, release the tongue to the lower palate, let go of the jaw, and start to allow the breath to ease through the nose. Just notice if there's any rigidity in the breath and just allow that to sort of pulse. Just kind of moves in a flowing, cyclical way. As you breathe in, the lungs start to inflate and then the oxygen moves down into the belly. And as you breathe out, it starts to deflate, the belly starts to recede, just like the waves, recede back to the lower spine. And the lungs deflate. And the air involuntarily passes back out through the throat and out through the nasal passages. See if you can visualize that circulation of airflow as you breathe in deep into this softness in your belly. As you breathe out, you can nearly visualize the air becoming, rising back up and out as everything recedes and deflates. Can you visualize that circulation of air? Really flowy. So it's like in and down and out and up. In and down and out and up. Just see if you can really relax. We're just really grounding into this session on emotions. So we kind of start to dissipate anything that's causing us to still be in doing mode. Just like, wow, I don't have to do or think for this session. And then maybe just for the next 5 minutes, if you'd like to just allow your knees to fall outwards and just your soles of your feet touching. And just allow yourself to come into a supine butterfly. So just opening into the inner hip sockets gently. If you'd like to connect with your body, please feel free. If you'd like to have one hand on the heart or the belly or both. I would like you to intuitively go with what you feel, but continue this focusing of this very soft rising and falling of the breath. Everything is gentle today. This element is gentle, it's not forceful. Your will and your courage and your trust comes from you being calm, as I was explaining earlier. Your determination and your strong energy comes from calmness, not from a place of busyness. I'd like you to focus now on 4-beat breath, which we'll do when we sit up as well. So there's 4 counts of the breath as you inhale. And then there's about 4 as you hold the breath in. And then there's about 4 as you let the breath out. And then there's about 4 as you hold the breath out of the body. So 4, 4, 4 and 4. They're little breath holds at the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath. So you hold the breath into the belly, into the pubic bone. And then as you breathe out, the belly deflates, the chest deflates. The air moves out gently through the nostrils. And you hold on empty, just allowing the lower belly to recede even more towards the spine. Just notice which is the easiest breath hold. Is it holding the breath in or holding the breath out? So just 2 more rounds of 4, 4, 4, 4. And then just go back to normal breathing. But this time, I'd like you to explore allowing a slit size or maybe slightly wider in the mouth and just making a very, very subtle sound of a as you breathe out. Maybe you could even liken it to the sound of the ocean. So as you breathe in, it's not really strong, the breath in, it's soft. And then there's sort of a little gap between your mouth, bottom and top lip. And then there's that, oh, it's like if you've ever heard, I don't know where this has come from, but the inside of a shell, that noise. When I was a little girl, I used to pick the shells and hear them. Don't know where that came from, but there you go. See how long you can make that shell-like sound, you know, that shh on the out-breath. Again, it's not a competition. Just enjoy the exploration of how it kind of feels as it comes through your teeth. And we're letting out. And as you make that out breath and the shh sound, there's a momentary pause before you breathe in again. It's like, oh. Just take another 4 or 5. Doesn't matter. And once you've finished, just bring your legs together and straighten your legs down into relaxation and just stay completely still for a minute or so. Be really gentle. If you're cold, remember to put your little blanket over you. Just notice whether you can feel the meridians that we went through last week. The kidneys, and it runs up the groin and quite narrow around past the belly button, paralleling up to the collarbone. Remember K27. You can learn more about points and things on my teacher trainings. Just be quiet with this for a moment before you come up to sitting. So we've started already in the first part of this to really come down into this stillness of the pond or the very still part of the sea when it's completely without any movement, completely still. We're tapping into this depth of your wisdom, ladies, and the wisdom comes from the stillness. So make your way to sitting very gently. If you want to take a cushion, you might want to sit in cross-legged, or I'm going to change my position because I've been here for a while, to sit in sort of bent knee position on my mat, on my cushion. So find a comfortable seat. Maybe just feel around the dantian, the lower belly. Just drop the shoulders away if there's any tension in the neck or the shoulders or the jaw. Just allow that to dissolve. And if you feel I even noticed then with myself, I sort of dropped back a bit, whether you're in cross-legged or in the position I'm in. Just sit up as much as possible so there is an ignition of energy through the bladder channel, through the lower spine. Because if the lower spine is slumped backwards, you can probably tell there isn't really much energetic flow up the bladder channel to the cranium, to the top of the head. So close the eyes just for a bit of an internal focus. And we'll do our 4-beat breath again. So you're breathing in, remember down into the belly that you're holding. And you kind of hold the breath in. You don't need to lock the pelvis or do anything that's hard, and just be soft. And when you've done your 4 counts, you can breathe out and just allow the belly. You might even not push the belly backwards, but on the emptying, maybe slightly put a little bit of light pressure on the belly as it moves backwards. So you really empty. And then hold out for 4 counts on empty. Holding in for 4 counts. Whenever you're ready, don't go with my rhythm, just keep going with yours. It's 4 in, 4 holding, 4 out, 4 holding. So I hope that's clear. I'd like you to do another 5 rounds. See if you can keep to the rhythm of 4. 4, might be 5, but you know, the hold on each of the in and out breath is important. Just take a moment, and wherever you are, finish your last round and drift your right hand up to your right nostril. Just close the right nostril. Maybe even give it a bit of a massage as you're closing. Doesn't matter what fingers. I'm not interested in learning, interested in feeling. So breathe in through your left nostril. And just notice how the air is flowing through the left nostril. It's often easier to breathe in. So see if you can even the in and the out breath. Even the in and the out breath. Make sure the head hasn't jutted forward and the chin is in line with the spine and the head is long and tall. Even you could even sit up if you've fallen backwards. Just sit up so you get stimulation through the bladder channel, the back of the body. Now I'd like you to lengthen your out breath just maybe 2 more seconds than the in. See if you can make that happen. Try not too hard. If you're trying too hard, give it up, give it up. Just go back to what's natural and normal. One more round. Your left side is your yin side. So if it's open, you might be already quite in your yin state. Just drop your arm down. Don't breathe in until you've closed off the left nostril. Breathe in through the right. How's the right feeling? My nostrils are very open on both sides this morning. How's your right side? That's the more yang, that more masculine side of us. Maybe one's a bit blocked. And if it is, you can always leave a little bit open on the other side if you're finding it difficult to breathe. Don't force. So the beauty is to have that parity, that balance between yin and yang. That's really beautiful. That's when we're at our most optimum in our health and equilibrium. So just even up the in and out breath again, like you did on the other side. Very easy to sort of take these deep breaths in, not so easy to really release. And that's what's really important with this element. Is there a possibility that you could allow the out breath to be a couple of seconds longer now on this right nostril? If there's any struggle in your nervous system or your body, just relax from the alternate nostril breathing and just breathe in through both. We don't want to stress the body. Doing really well with this internal focus. Really enjoy what it feels like not to be distracted. Release your hands. Take a breath in and out. Visualize the waves becoming gentler as they come to shore. Rippling and shimmering. Very, very gently. If you're in cross-legged, just come into, or if you're in my position, it's a bit easier, just come into a little squat position, but sitting on your cushion. So all I've done is that. We might need a higher one. I'm hoping you've got enough near you. Might want to sit a bit higher. Open the legs so that you can get into the kidneys. Remember the kidney meridian, K1, under here, comes up through and up to here. So just lean into it. Feel that feeling here in the foot. And open it into the kidneys by bringing the knees to an acceptable place of opening. And just drop the head. Let's come into the, and the fingers just can relax. Just come into the bladder channel as well. So just drop the chin to the chest and feel the back of the skull releasing, and the stimulation of the bladder meridian that runs parallel to the spine being stimulated. Open the mouth as you breathe out, and just sort of let the that kind of shell sound that we did on our backs. Lean into kidney 1 in the middle of the soles of the foot. Take another 5 or 6 like this. Maybe even 8. Let's just keep going without worrying how many. Stretching all the way into the forehead, on the top of the head. But also at the same time opening into the kidney channel. Remember, the baby toe feeds the bladder, and the kidneys fed from right deep into the sole of your feet. So get an intention of, wow, I'm stimulating these meridians because I know where they are now. I have intention, and I'm letting out that breath. You might even want to get a little bit more adventurous with the out breath. The sound synonymous with winter is a groan. So you can do groaning. Feel into your feet as if you're bringing in earth energy. And gently, when you've finished your rounds, bring the chin and the head, it's quite heavy, up onto the neck. Hold on maybe to the knees and just sort of peep the chest forward so that you get into these collarbones. Don't have to tip the head back or anything, just maybe broaden the collarbones, opening to the inner thighs a bit more. And on your next few out breaths, I'd like you to just hold the out breath out for as long as you can. Get the sensation and feeling of what it feels like to be empty. Don't obviously wait until the body's going, please give me breath, because you'll upset the limbic, the endocrine system, which is what the fight or flight response, and we talked a lot about that, and you've got your notes on that, how we can intercept that. We want to be exactly where we are. There's no struggling. So just take another few moments. I'm just going to come a bit closer to this screen, because I'm just going to share just a little 5-minute song with you.
I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any other things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside. Oh, I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I